Welcome back everybody to Forza Motorsport 7, so we're continuing on with the birth of Grand Prix, sticking with the Alfa Romeo 158, and yeah, we're at Spa for 2 laps and 4.35 miles a lap, so yeah, second to last race, let's get going. So yeah, I've been enjoying this car a lot, even though obviously it's not the fastest or probably even the best car out of this class to use, but I've been enjoying it nonetheless. I'm really glad they have put it in the game. Yeah, after this race and the next one, we'll do a showcase event, see what else we've got to do in this championship in that regards. It'll be something fun. I wish not only that we had more open wheel classics like this on the game, but more older cars in general, because there's a whole, you know, pretty much a whole decade or two that is completely underrepresented on this game. We have barely any cars from the 30s and 40s. And yeah, I feel like they can be better represented. Obviously, those kind of cars are getting rarer all the time. It's harder and harder to find them, or even find people that are willing to let a game company photograph them and use them and test them, etc. So you can see why, as the decades go, if you go back in history, the further you go, the less cars we get. But it would be nice, because, you know, it would be nice to have some old Lincolns or some of the pre-war and post-war cars that you've seen in previous games, like Mafia 2 or LA Noir. So not sure whether or not they had real life vehicles in both of those games, but they were certainly based on real life vehicles. So I also find that classic British cars on this game severely underrated. I really like some British Leyland cars, even if they're the rubbish kind. It would certainly make this game even more interesting. And I certainly like the Rover SD1 to be on this game. I mean, we've never had a Rover on this on Forza in general, I don't think. We've had MG, which, you know, were eventually a division of Rover, but we've never had an actual Rover, I'm pretty sure. I mean, again, they're not the most exciting cars to drive, obviously, but, you know, these kind of games don't have to have all exciting cars all of the time. I find some of the slower, more odd vehicles just as interesting as the supercars and old races like this, so I'm sure I'm not the only one. So, like, we haven't had old British car manufacturers on this game before. We had Austin Healey's and MG in Forza Motorsport 4. So it's not like they haven't had the car models there to try out before. I'm sure the oldest British car we've got on this game is the Mini. And the likes of the Jaguars. outside of those obvious cars, nothing else really. Which is a shame because obviously there's a whole section of car culture missing. There's no real good reason for it not to be in this game, quite frankly. But it's not just cars that I'd like more of on these kind of games. More tracks as well would be nice. Certainly are some more famous ones that are missing. I mean, we only have 2 tracks from Britain, for instance, on this game. And there's, well, 3 actually: Brands Hatch, Silverstone and Top Gear. But, you know, again, it's not like there's just those that exist. But yeah, there we go. Unfortunately, we didn't get a high placing that time round, only got 4th place, but we should at least be able to secure 2nd with the final race. So yeah, let's get going and try it out. Right, so we've got a bit of a long race this one. Even though it's only 1 lap, it's the entirety of the Nürburgring, so 12.93 miles. And it's obviously quite a tricky circuit, so yeah, going to be pushing these kind of old cars to their maximum, quite frankly, on this track. So let's get going. So yeah, obviously I sacrificed a little bit of handling in the previous episode for some extra power, because obviously we didn't have all that much power even when stock, so certainly not as much as some of these cars in this series, so we're at a deficit even with the upgrade, so hopefully I haven't sacrificed too much handling for this circuit, because obviously there are some fast sections on here as well, so we definitely do need the power in some areas, but also going to need the handling as well. As you can see, I'm not the only one failing here. Oh dear. That was a big crash, that was. Maybe I'm not the only one that sacrificed some handling for extra power. This is easily one of the newer cars in this division though. I think only the Ferrari is slightly newer. There are a few cars here from the 30s. The Auto Union, the Maserati, the Mercedes, and I think even the other old Alfa, the square fronted one. Oh dear. Oh. No idea what happened there. Oh, looks like someone hit the tyre wall, span out and hit the guy in 3rd. Oh dear, he's done it again. We're gonna have to be well on the brake. Oh, you idiot! I guess he can't really help it, he's just going with the flow. Right, gotta brake majorly here. That's fine by me. Big drawback with this car in this series is obviously the fact we can't change the gearbox. So we're stuck with 4 gears, not that high of a top speed. Pretty sure we have the lowest top speed here, so have to make it up through some of the corners. Why the AI is struggling so much more here than previous circuits though. Obviously we don't have the most modern of cars, but we have dealt with some tricky circuits before in this series, so let's go in car view since we haven't done that I think so far in the series. Not imagine how terrifying it would be to drive a car like this back in the day, or even now in fact, especially when you consider how much these cars are worth. Yeah, no safety features whatsoever, no roll cage, no seat belts, and a lot of the time when these things did crash, they burst into flames. Carousel. I've never been able to get this right, even less so in a car like this. What makes me laugh about this car is that where the mirrors are on the inside of the vehicle. Because, yeah, that's all well and good. Obviously being inside means that they're not going to impact the aerodynamics on the outside, but when your hands are in a certain position you can't see out of them. I wonder if we'll get below 10 minutes. Doing stupid stuff like that, we won't. That is usually the kind of like benchmark for this track. Get up below 10 minutes and you're in good shape. Imagine driving a stock version of this car around here in the likes of the rain. Now that would be terrifying. If you want to see any little challenges like that, by the way, just say. I'm more than happy to do them. Final stretch. Pretty sure the top speed of this is around 160, 165 maybe. Yeah. If we had another gear, we'd easily be able to do 180, but fortunately we do not. The fact that they put the finish line around for these final few corners means that if you do have a slower car and other people do not, then it's not purely relying on the straight as a final, you know, kind of finishing move. So yeah, there we go. I think that's the first win we've had on this series, but nonetheless, there we go. Yeah, so we're on just over 8 minutes, so if you take out that collision that we had to avoid and my one off, then we would have been below 8 minutes. That's pretty good for an old race car like this, even though it is upgraded, so pretty happy with that. Where do we come? Right, yeah, so we at least get into second place. Do just missed out on first though, but yeah, I'm happy with second place. It's yeah, far better than I was expecting to come, considering how poorly we did in the first couple of races on the series. So yeah, let's take a look at the showcase event we're going to be doing. Right, so I think we're gonna do the 911 GT1 spec racing. It's a car that we've not had on this Forza series before. I don't think. I certainly can't remember it, but looks pretty mean in terms of what it can do. So let's try it out.
How do you figure out which driver's the best? Simple. You put them all in the same car and point them to the track. Now the first one who crosses the finish line won't do it because of a better engine or tires. It'll be from raw skill.
So yeah, we're going to be on the Silverstone racing circuit.
Everybody's in the same equipment. Then you have to make sure that you're better prepared than everybody else. You have to know the track better. You have to know the car better. As a teammate, you compare yourself directly in exactly the same equipment to the person sat next to you. So we look at data, we see where one person's better, we see where we can improve somewhere else, and you just have to work harder than the guy next to you.
So yeah, Silverstone racing circuit, Grand Prix circuit, yeah, 5 laps, 3.19 miles a piece. Right, let's see what this Porsche is made of. This has been in a previous Forza game before, I can't remember it, but certainly looks like an interesting vehicle. Ah, damn it. First time driving this car. Certainly the first time driving it on the circuit, so oh dear. For whatever reason that guy there braked like he hit a brick wall. That was a poor attempt at an overtake there by me. Trying to get the most out of drafting him as possible. Pretty solid position for our first lap. It's a good advantage of having a race on a long track with plenty of laps. Got plenty of time to make up for any mistakes that you have, how far behind you are in the grid, etc. This car's pretty good, to be honest. I'm never really into my racing cars though, so I haven't really much to say about it, but it's got plenty of good acceleration and decent handling. Much better overtake that time round. I think in these showcase events we only have to get third or higher, but obviously we've got plenty of laps still to go and I prefer to get to first. Do have to try and tame that understeer though. Surprising lack of aerodynamic extras on the front, to be honest. Especially when you consider how big over a wing we have on the rear. Find out a little bit about this car. So yeah, it's got 536 horsepower, fairly decent amount of torque. .435 to be honest. It's boosted. And they've limited them on 7,000 RPM. Sure about much else about this car because, you know, first time driving it, and obviously it's a car that you can only get by doing these kind of showcase events. So, but yeah, racing cars like this obviously add more variety to the car list in general, and obviously plenty of people obviously do like these kind of cars, and even though, like I said, I don't really prefer to race them, certainly respect them, and I'm perfectly fine with them being in the game because plenty of people do get more enjoyment out of them than I do, which is fine by me. I like a game, well, a car game in this particular, to have as much variety as possible for as many different people as possible. So second to last lap. Maybe I should have upped the difficulty for this race, being with us all in the same car. Driver cars do tend to perform a lot better when they're in different vehicles to what I'm in. Or at least allowed to upgrade them. To sort that understeer out. Quite frankly, this racing now is more about improving my time and improving my abilities with this car. Hopefully I get to do certain kind of upgrades with this car and I might be able to use it in some other videos. Yeah, he didn't go off on that corner that time. That's pretty fun, that was, especially since I was able to learn the car a bit more rather than frantically trying to stay in first place. So yeah, that was enjoyable. Really like that car quite a lot, to be honest. And yeah, we're putting a pretty solid time. I like the fact that I was improving pretty much lap on lap. So yeah, 5 seconds ahead of second place. So that's pretty decent. So yeah, that's gonna obviously aid us in terms of getting to the next championship. So yeah, we're only 2,500 SP off the progressing to the next championship. So probably a couple more series and then we'll get there. So yeah, nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.